Hey everybody, it's Wednesday morning and time for a shave as always. The summer series, I'll probably get back to that soon, but I was all ready to use one of the products today and just had one of those days, and I'll get into that in a second. But let me go through what I'm using and I'll explain why. Reef Point Earl Grey and Ginger. Malpais. They don't match each other, but I want to use Malpais. 90% sure I'll use Integrity Balm because I use it almost every day. My Nathan Clark. It's my first Nathan Clark brush I ever bought or had made. It's my Air Force blue and silver brush. It's the High Mountain White, and then I'm going to use the Joseph Rogers and Son wedge. It's my setup. Puck's been blooming. This is the tallow Reef Point, and I'm gonna go. It's actually my first full size. I've got the smaller version of Dragon's Blood. But honestly, I woke up this morning. I was early, which really ended up being beneficial for me. I was early getting out the door, and lo and behold, my passenger back tire was flat. Come to find out there's a nail in it. And so I had to quickly change it. I got to my men's group about 15 minutes late. I was still able to go through that. I was supposed to go to the gym, but I had to go to the tire shop. Luckily, Discount Tire does free nail repairs, that sort of stuff, and they did a free rotation for me. So I just got back from that, and now I'm kind of behind schedule. But just one of those days, and I just was not feeling. I wanted something different. I almost picked Yabanman, the one of them that I have, the only one I have, but I have my Reef Point sitting here, and I saw the Earl Grey and Ginger right on top, and I've wanted this soap for so long, scent-wise, that I said, this is the soap that you need to use to pick me up. I just love the scent of Earl Grey tea. It's one of those that I just really dig, and so made it pretty easy for me to choose. This to me is where shaving becomes more about an emotional connection than it does anything else for me. I had my brush a little moist when I loaded, so we'll see how the actual load was. Sometimes if you get too much proto lather, the lather doesn't turn out as good. We'll see. Dunk it in the water. It just has a very calming type scent. It's exactly what I needed. But that kind of goes to my morning perfect example of why it pays to be early. Kind of the military mantra of if you're 15 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And I've lived by that for so long that just become habit. My ex-wife used to hate that because we were always exceptionally early to things. Just like the meetup in up in Phoenix back in March. I got there like 30 minutes before everybody else because I knew I had the longest drive. But in case there was traffic on I-10, all that, I didn't want to be late by traffic. So I just got one of those habits I've always been in, and I'll continue to be in. But it paid off today. Had I been running late, I would have missed my men's group. And to me, that's an important thing not to miss, if at all possible. So luckily I was able to make it. And I usually, what I've been doing, as soon as I finish a shave, I do 15 to 20 laps on the rough leather side, and then when I the day of my shave, like today I did 40 laps on the regular leather side. And I count myself lucky that it was just a nail and they were able to fix it. I'll explain why in a second. I'll do it next, or when I'm re-lathering. That way I can talk better without worrying about cutting myself. Still don't know if I'm going to get this cleaned up or not. For sure I'll get it re-honed. I'm actually looking at possibly sending some stuff out to Mark Gurgis. And if I do, if I'm not getting this repaired, I'll send it off to him with that other stuff, just so it's one shipment. Really nice first pass. The reason I mentioned the thankfully it's only a nail was for the last year. There's been a few occasions, I think it's like 4 or 5 times, where on a certain side of town or the city, some people or a person have been taking steel rebar, sharpening it to a point, dropping it down into a manhole cover, into the holes, and then putting a bolt, or a nut, excuse me, on top so it sticks up like this far out of the manhole cover. And people are running it over and destroying their tires. And so obviously at that point in time, your tire is not good at all. You can't repuncture it or refix that. So I'm just thankful that that's not what happened to mine. Really can't afford a new tire right now. Good thing was Discount Tire is right across the street from my one of the coffee shops I go to all the time. So I was able to, while I waited the hour, I was able to, hopefully that doesn't bleed. Just wasn't paying attention to the point, how it sticks out a little bit, and it clipped out of my ear. So I was able to go over there and have coffee and a pastry. Definitely feels as if I'm getting a better shave with this razor today. Not gonna lie, I'm actually looking forward to using my ATTS1 soon. I do miss that razor. I'm loving straights though, I'm loving these a lot. Just like I'm loving this soap. I definitely have a much better shave than I got last time. This razor. I'm gonna go ahead and load a little bit more. Had enough for 2 passes, which is what I've been doing with straights, but I want to get a third on the neck and then do that, probably just this one little spot here. This is also the case of not being used to my 24 millimeter knots anymore. I'm so used to my large knots that I forget. Used to be able to get so much soap on those big knots real quick. At least I found. I've definitely underloaded this a little. But as you can see, real quick, new lather. Some of my hands still. Alright, let's see how this goes. Allen. Switch more to a traditional grip now. All right, I'm gonna quick clean up and I will be right back. All right, I am back. My razor is stropped. The integrity balm is on. Overall, extremely nice shave. Neck isn't to the level. A couple of spots are missed, but it's extremely nice. My chin feels pretty good. A little bit on the underside is missed there. Got the little crease there. That tiny, just a hair, no pun intended, right there, but not as bad as I did the last time with the wedge. So overall, I'm really pleased. I'm gonna go with the Malpais. And to clarify, the reason I mentioned earlier that I would send this off to be honed isn't that the blade is dull yet, but when I got it, I was told there's about 8 to 10 shaves on it. So I figure if I'm sending other razors out, I might as well get them all on a similar cycle, and then I'll have, a razor or two that as I pick up that'll be off cycle, so I'll have spares around. But I just figure might as well get it freshened up. It's 8 to 10 shaves in. It's probably good for a while, but this might as well get a edge put on it, especially if I'm shipping down to Australia. I might as well do that, assuming I don't get it repaired. That's it, guys. That shave was fantastic. Felt like it went by really fast today. Malpais, I dig it. I love it. And sorry I didn't mention much about the Earl Grey and Ginger. I'll wrap that up real fast. It's exactly what I expected. The scent is phenomenal to me. It's what I wanted. If you can't tell, my attitude has drastically changed. I feel much better. And I'm not just saying that. That's not what I do. But it was. And, you know, obviously a lot of it's the shave in general. I got myself here a little bit. But it's just one of those scents that just really, it's like a mood changer to me. I love Earl Grey tea. I love chai tea, things like that. So to have that soap, it's just very, very fresh. It's inviting to me, and I just really dig it. So it's exactly what I wanted. I'm glad I changed my plan today, and I loved using my Nathan Clark brush that I haven't used in a while. So God bless everyone, and I will see you on Thursday.